Bruh, this episode was wild, bro. How did Nanami go to one of my favorite characters in the whole show just like that, dude? This was wild, man. I ain't never seen this man so mad. But I kind of want to some more. He popped off, dude. It was sick. It was actually super cool. Bro, I do not want to get on Nanami's bad side. I'll tell you guys that right now. I definitely don't after this episode. Good God. What a wild episode of JJK. We even got to see a little bit of Mei Mei. Just showing frankly, she's kind of crazy, honestly. She's a little insane, but in the best way possible. So let's just get straight into it and talk about Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2, Episode 12 today. Our episode immediately begins very intense and makes me a little hungry as we hear, getting irritated at my own failings. Never has been and never will be a part of my life. As Nanami stumbles across Ichiji's body. As he says, I will simply confront the evils that force this reality upon us. And as he gazes down at him, he remembers losing Habarai, as he says, you arrogant bastards. And this man is about to go off, bro. But it's here before we get into that. It's time to get a little crazy. And let me just say, bro, why the hell is she strutting like this? God damn, I can't take it. As we hear, you know my technique, right? It's manipulating crows. That's it. Pretty weak, right? That's why I trained myself so desperately when I was young. That way, I could fight without my technique. As this man says, I'll pull out of the incident now, I swear, please spare me. As we hear, shh, Nei-sama's in the middle of talking. Shut up. As Mei continues and says, so I tried to convince myself that a sorcerer's true value wasn't their technique. But I hit my limit. I couldn't keep improving my physical abilities and the ability to enhance them with cursed energy forever. I had lost heart, so I decided to confront my own technique once more. And that's when I came into full bloom as a grade 1 sorcerer. And as Yu starts clapping, he says, applaud. Which of course he does. As Mei says, alright, I'm gonna kill you now. I just wanted to kill time by chatting anyway. As this man starts begging for his life here, said, I won't do bad anymore, I promise. And it's here we get a real good look at Mei's mentality as she says, Yu, tell me the value of a life. How would you measure the weight of a life? As he answers, it's how valuable they are to you, Nei-sama. As she says, correct. As she says, you can't immediately describe the scale you use to measure the lives you hunt down. And that's why you lost. Coincidentally, I measure lives by their potential assets. And you possess none. As she kills him. Damn, guys, a baddie and crazy? Whew! Be still my beating heart now. But it's here as we transition back to Yuji and Megami. We see that they're able to take down the barrier that's keeping out all the sorcerers. But only that veil, not the other ones. As Megami says, that just leaves the veil trapping Gojo in, and the veil trapping ordinary people in. I wanted to ask this geezer some questions, but he ain't waking up anytime soon. We beat his ass. But it's here he suddenly notices Ino falling from the side of the building. More like tossed, actually, as him and Yuji catch him together. Ino got rocked last week, bro. I'm shocked if he's alive, honestly. Because it's here as we transition up to the tower. Something is very wrong, but very hype. As we hear, what do we do now? As our granny says, it wouldn't hurt to keep Satoru Gojo out of play. So go down below and kill some sorcerers. But all of a sudden we hear, who the hell do you think you're ordering around, you old hag? As she is shook. Our boy Toji's back. As she says, what's going on? I only channeled the body's information. I've always made it a point not to channel the soul's information in order to prevent this from happening. As Toji says, I don't know what's happening, but my body's a little special. I guess it means this guy's soul couldn't win against my body, huh? As she says, that's impossible. As he says, so you want me to kill sorcerers, huh? As this man moves so fast, he's instantly next to her as he says, you're a sorcerer too, right? And it's here we say bye-bye to Granny. So long, Granny, I hardly knew ya. Literally. And it's here as we transition to Maki's team, we see that they're just now hearing about Ichiji being taken out. As Nobara says, it sounded like he got attacked while on the phone with Nita. So it probably happened recently. As Maki says, Nobara, go with Akari to Ichiji. We can't use our cell phones here, so we won't get anywhere without an assistant supervisors. I'll take care of things here for now. This old man's slacking off too much, as he says, give me booze! And she says, ignore his ass. And as they're leaving, Maki says, once they're outside the veil, they'll be able to run if the worst case happens. And it's here as we transition back to Yuji and Megami. Ino is not doing okay, bro. But he's not dead. As we see, Yuji's pretty heated about this, but Megami says, I understand how you feel. Hold back. What's our highest priority right now? As Yuji says, Gojo. As Megami says, I'll take Ino with me and head outside of the veil for a bit. He's fucked up. And as Yuji calms himself, he says, take care of Ino for me. I'm gonna go to the station. As he tries to tell Yuji something, Yuji's like, let me guess. If I die, you'll kill me, right? As Megami's just like, no! Dumbass. As Yuji says, I'll be fine. I got Mekamaru with me. Though I haven't heard any response from him for a while now. And with that, they separate. And as we transition back to Mei here, she eviscerated this man, good lord! As she says, I guess the veil's lifted. The thought of how much I'll get for making Gojo owe me a favor. It's making me a little excited. And it's here as we transition back to Nobara and Nita. Their problems are only beginning as we hear, oh, it's a woman in a suit. I was getting a little sick of them all being men. As Nobara says, Nita, hide. I'll finish this quickly. But in actuality, she whispers, pretend to hide in Bunkamura, then keep going and slip through Tokyo. As she says, Kugisaki, don't push yourself too hard either. As he throws his sword at Nobara and she very easily swats it away and he says, she went to hide, huh? As we see Nobara go on the offensive as she says, coming at me unarmed, you throwing the match? As you can tell, he's just playing around right now as he says, you know, I've met you before, huh? As we see his sword start moving on its own. As Nobara starts thinking, most who rely on cursed tools are mid or long range fighters. I need to keep pressing the attack. And it's here as we see Nita run into the store. We see that the sword is following her. As it cuts both of her Achilles heels and she is down. I watched that and I was like, good God, that sucks. She can't walk no more. As he realizes what happens and says, I knew she wasn't hiding, and runs into the store himself, prompting Nobara to follow him. As he runs up to her and kicks the shit out of her here, like, good lord, again. And as Nobara tries to attack him here to defend Nita, she realizes, why does he have the sword from earlier? As she dodges the swipe and shoots nails at him as he deflects them into the ceiling. As she uses hairpin to make all the debris come falling down. But he just stands there and takes it. And it's here she takes her eyes off him and tries to help Nita. Amateur mistake. He rocks the shit out of her. It looks like he breaks her jaw, if not her neck, right here. It's a hell of a hit. Because she drops to her knees on the spot. As he says, man, you really are dangerous, huh? As he says, "Oh, did I hit your chin? Can you not stand?" As he says, "You know, you've gotten an awful lot stronger since we last met. I didn't even recognize you at first. But you know, being strong isn't enough to win in this world, especially when my technique is involved. Though I don't even understand my own technique all that well. Crazy world." As he says, "Now, which of you should I kill first?" As Nobara uses all her strength just to ask him, "What are your plans?" Just to keep this man talking. He's definitely the type that would talk. As he says, "Oh, we just wanted to steal Gojo, you know?" But she says, "No, I was asking you personally." As he says, "What do you think someone with great love and talent for soccer would do if they were born in a world without soccer?" As he says, "I'm messing with you. Is the reason all that important?" As he says, "This is just fun. And as long as I have fun, what else matters?" As this man just starts carving Nita up here like, god damn, her legs are fucked now. As he tells Nobara, "Come on, make me stop." And as she tries to attack him, she can't even remotely hit him. That's how rocked she still is, as he easily just trips her. As he says, "You look a little wobbly there. What's wrong?" And it's here as they do one quick exchange. We suddenly see some glass break. And shit gets real. Because Nanami's here now. And this man's playing no games. Immediately takes the tie off, wraps it around his fist, and he's ready to fuck something up. As he just starts casually strutting his way over there. As this guy says, "Why are you strutting this way? What are you doing? Can't you see I'm holding a woman hostage here?" Only turns out, Nita got away. He's got no hostage. As Nanami gets right behind this man like Michael Myers and says, "What's the number and location of your allies?" And as he tries to attack Nanami here, he realizes, wait, I didn't cut him? As Nanami sends this man fucking flying across the store. Even Nobara's like, holy shit. As this punk says, "Did I just die? I would have just died without my technique." As he realizes, I gotta get the hell out of here. But we're long past that point. Nanami grabs this man by the ponytail and asks again in one of the most chiseled pieces of animation I've seen in a long time, "What's the number and location of your allies?" And as he tries saying, "I don't know," Nanami rocks the fuck out of him, dude. It's crazy. As this moron thinks he has him here and tries to surprise attack him with his sword, only for Nobara to knock it away with her nails. As he says, "Read the room, damn it!" And this time as he picks him up by his throat, Nanami says, "On my way here, I found several of our assistant supervisors dead. That was you, wasn't it?" And as this loser begs for his life, Nanami hits him so hard, sends him through the store into another building. I hope he killed him. As Nobara's like, holy shit, he's on a different level. So this is a grade 1 sorcerer. As he tells her, let's make our way to Nita. Bro, why is Nanami so fucking cool, dude? Holy shit. And it's here our craziness continues as we see Mei runs into Ghetto here. As he says, "Long time no see, Mei." As she says, "Quite the thing to say after sending an assassin after me, Ghetto." As she thinks, how is he alive? Did Gojo screw up last year? Were Gojo and Ghetto in on this whole commotion together? How freaking wild would that be, by the way? As she says, no way. Gojo could kill every person in the country on his own. As she tells him, I actually held you in higher regard than Gojo, you know. That nihilistic smile of yours was quite charming. It's a bitter shame that I'll have to kill you now. As she says, this Ghetto has to be a fake. As Ghetto says, I think it's a shame too that I have to go after my former upperclassmen. As he spawns the special grade disease curse, the smallpox deity. Definitely not a no-name spirit, that's for sure. As he says, I did use up my stock of cursed spirits last year, but they haven't lost their quality. I'll be waiting down this line. If you manage to exorcise him, I'll take you on. And as our fight begins, this thing immediately uses domain expansion. As she says, this could be a little troublesome. As it immediately traps her inside a coffin, and then crushes the coffin with a rock. How effective. As she immediately breaks out and says, how many years has it been since something's threatened my life? As they're about to have a pretty wild fight, I imagine. And as we transition back to Nanami and everyone, we hear that Ichiji's okay as he says, I did what I could. And he was originally going to be a sorcerer anyway, so hopefully he'll be okay. As he fills them in about what happened to Gojo, because they didn't know yet. As he tells them, you two, wait here for rescue. I'll join Zenin and we'll head down to B5F. As Nobara wants to go and he tells her, no. I'm the minimum level required for the fights ahead. You would just hinder me and be in the way. Harsh, but very true, honestly. And it's here as we transition to Yuji making his way to the station. We see that Chozo is waiting for him. As he says, Yuji Itadori, I'll avenge my brothers. And on that note, our episode ends. What a wild episode, bro. We saw Nanami pop the hell off, dude. It was wild. Seriously, how did he skyrocket to one of my favorite characters in one episode? I had always liked him, but bruh, that shit was raw as hell. I loved it. And things are only going to get more intense from here, guys. I can't wait until we start seeing people like Mahito and all them start fighting. That's going to be crazy. So let me know your thoughts on Nanami popping the hell off down in the comments, guys, because it was pretty wild. So until next time, I hope you all have a great day, week, month, and year. And until then, deuces, have a blessed day, and I will see you guys next time. Deuces.